And ladies and gentlemen, we're set to go. Pleasant good afternoon. My name is Darren Dunn. I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Assiniboia Downs, and on behalf of my fellow senior executive, Sharon Gullius, and our board of directors, we are very pleased to have you join us today for the tradition of the official draw for post positions for the 65th running of the Manitoba Lotteries Derby. I hope you took a moment, or will take a moment, and have a look at the archival display Assiniboia Downs historian Bob Gates has available just outside of the dining room. As you walked up, there are some amazing pictures and amazing stories attached to recent winners of our annual feature race of the season, and Bob would be very pleased to elaborate or answer any questions you might have. So take a moment and check out that photo display. As we like to remind you each year, this event, this one is not about speeches. This is our premier event of the racing season, and this one belongs to the horses and our special guests involved with them. I would, however, like to take a moment and mention that in addition to the many charitable causes and community efforts that we at Assiniboia Downs support, such as the Winners Foundation, the CNIB, the Manitoba Riding for the Disabled, just to name a few, we are very pleased to extend our hand of support on Monday afternoon to a recent addition to that stable, if you will, of important causes, and recognize our partnership of support for Osborne House. Osborne House is a safe place for women and children who have a right to be safe. It's the oldest and largest women's shelter in Manitoba and provides emergency and ongoing services to women and children who are victims of domestic violence. We are pleased to have joining us today Osborne House Executive Mr. Marty Gold. And ladies and gentlemen, while we are here today to talk about the Manitoba Lotteries Derby on Monday, as many of you know, we also have racing on Friday and Saturday night of this long weekend. Those race cards are set with full fields, and on Saturday as well, we include the older fillies and mares in the spotlight for the $30,000 Winnipeg Sun Stakes. I'd also like to remind you that in addition to the big race on Monday, we will also feature the $50,000 Assiniboia Oak Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, the $30,000 Graduation Stakes for 2-year-olds, and the $30,000 R.J. Spears for older horses. In total, we'll offer more than $200,000 in purses to race for, making Monday's race card the richest day of racing on our 2013 calendar. Today, though, again, want to emphasize we're here to talk about and recognize the Manitoba Lotteries Derby as the Manitoba tradition continues on Monday. We'll again feature all of the pageantry, prestige, and tradition that is Manitoba Lotteries Derby Day at Assiniboia Downs, from the popular annual Derby Day Fabulous Hats contest to the live on-site bugler to all the free family fun events as well. Derby Day is a must-attend, mark on your calendar event here at Assiniboia Downs. And on that tradition note, take a look at your press kit there. You'll see on the cover one of the best to ever race at Assiniboia Downs and the winner of the 2012 Manitoba Lotteries Derby, Beluga Bull. I'll ask you to turn to the inside. On the inside cover, you'll note a copy of the front and back cover of the original race day program from 1970 that saw the actual Queen of England present the trophy to the winner of the Derby that year right here at Assiniboia Downs as we talk about tradition. And then we'll flip you over to the back cover, back inside cover, and that allows you to take a quick trip back in time and see the combatants in the 15th Manitoba Derby 50 years ago. Monday, again, is the 65th running of a tradition we intend to continue. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I indicated it's not about speeches. I'll hold to that. Now it's time to introduce you to the field of horses for Monday's Manitoba Lotteries Derby. Please feel free to follow along in your press kits and on the television monitors, as we'll have a few video clips. Ladies and gentlemen, we have assembled one of the largest and one of the most wide-open, talent-laden fields to enter the gate on Monday and showcase their skills in years. And we begin with Assembly Hall. This 3-year-old is based out of Minnesota's Canterbury Park. A win in late June from a powerful stretch rally set up his move to no-tag allowance company in his next start. This saw a follow-up effort that produced a fast-closing rally to get within a mere 1 1/4 lengths at the wire against a full field of 10 competitors. He served notice that we have not seen the best from him yet, and take note that his trainer, Brian Porter, scored in this very race in 2009 when he won the Manitoba Lotteries Derby with Smuggler's Hold. Success leaves clues. With the call, the voice of the Minnesota Vikings, Paul Allen.
With a turn of speed, trying to steal away. In second, Assembly Hall. Outside of that, Stone Crazy. He shoots, he scores, all finished. Looking for a place to go to bed. Here comes Assembly Hall. It's 7-1. Stone Crazy is a defeated favorite. Assembly Hall scoots by. He shoots, he scores, and wins. He shoots, he scores second. Stone Crazy ran third.
Next, we move to Claypool. Catch me if you can, and they just might not. It is no secret that the best stride from this Arizona bred is found on the front end. He silenced potential critics of his ability to get a distance of ground when he almost wired a $50,000 stake field at 1 1/16 early in the spring. And not lost on anyone is the influence of his grandsire and proven route horse Conquistador Cielo, an American Classic winner. Very well trained by a renowned name in Canadian circles, Don Schnell, Claypool will represent one of 2 capable charges for local Manitoba owner Barry Arneson.
Pulled out of it. Puliar Mahagan is out of the action. They're into the stretch, and it is Claypool. Claypool's in front by 4. Talk this way second. Dr. Watson on the outside. Coming to the final furlong. Claypool's in front. Claypool's in control. Claypool out there by 4 lengths, and Claypool is going to be a very nice maiden breaking winner today. Claypool wins by 3.5 at the wire. Talk this way second, and third was Dr. Watson.
We now move on to El Cadet. Talent wins horse races, and this young gelding appears to have that in spades. While lightly raced, each start has been an improvement and step forward in his career. A long shot on paper, perhaps, but only because his race record is not more complete. Trained by last season's Assiniboia Downs leading trainer Shelley Brown, and co-owned by classy local connections Tom Payne and Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame Marge Hominick. If he comes into Monday's race, off a winning effort, though disqualified in that race, but it was a race that saw him challenge throughout, drop back, and then close determinedly for the score, showing the ability that he has. Here's El Cadet.
They hit the head of the lane, and Art Express has taken the lead by 2 lengths. El Cadet is trying to find more on the outside, and Bellissimo Joe is making a late rally. Art Express trying to get the wire, re-breaking. El Cadet coming back on, trying to get the win, and is going to do it just by a narrow nose. Art Express looked to be...
We now move along to Have It My Way. Carberry, Manitoba's Murray Duncan teams up with U.S.-based owner Gerald Stewart, the brother of the late great Assiniboia Downs jockey Bobby Stewart, to send this Florida-bred colt with bloodline connections to Triple Crown winner Affirmed to post on Monday. The winningest horse in the entire Derby field this year, with a remarkable 4 scores under his belt already, including 3 at Assiniboia Downs, all at high-level allowance conditions. Have It My Way has a tidy 2013 bankroll of over $40,000 to his credit. Another with the need for speed, if you will. He should ensure an honest pace on the front end throughout as he tries to make it season win number 5 on Monday.
Is still there at 8-1 at the head of the lane through a 3/4 time of 1:14-1. Have It My Way is now exploded on the field to open up some 6 lengths at the 16th pole. This is gonna be cruise control. Have It My Way is gonna get it done. John Q with a nice rally for second. Third's gonna go to Zacus.
We continue on with It's All Here, the morning line favorite heading into the Monday afternoon 1 1/8 event. This is the horse who wears the bullseye on his back, a winner of the official local prep race for the Derby, the $30,000 Harry Jeffrey in late June. This Kentucky bred is looking to now make it 2 in a row. Conditioned by high-percentage trainer Jim Maynard, It's All Here was an early spring purchase out of the southern United States that after a freshening layoff has now started to return dividends. Of note, he is the only horse in the field that can lay credit to stepping into the winner's circle at the prestigious Gulfstream Park in Florida in addition to Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Add to that a local score here at Assiniboia Downs as well. Simply put, he loves to run a distance of ground and should be poised for a tracking position just off the pace before showing his best stride late. It's all here.
More to say. Determined from the outside, Storm and Monarco, they hit the top of the stretch together. It's all here. Digs in determinedly at the rail. 1/8 of a mile to go in the Harry Jeffrey. On the outside, Storm and Monarco tries to find a late stride and gather in the pace setter. Deep stretch approaching the wire. It's all here. Storm and Monarco on the outside comes up second best today. It's all here. Takes the 2013 Harry Jeffrey Stakes. Back to Storm and Monarco. John Q.
And that's what happens when the track announcer at Assiniboia Downs gets a very sore throat. John Q., a stakes winner at Assiniboia Downs last year at 2, which we'll see in a moment on the video. John Q. carries the hopes of local connections and veteran top trainer Carl Anderson. On a note even more close to home, he was a personal favorite of longtime Manitoba Jockey Club director and horse owner Barry McQueen, who we sadly lost early this year. John Q. has been working towards this moment in the sun ever since his talent separated him from most in the pack early in his career. He's been a top 3 finisher in a stunning 9 of 10 career starts and sports a marvelous kick from off the pace that should prove to be a benefit in the late stages of this marquee event. This is John Q., a 2-year-old winning a stake race.
Long, hitting the top of the lane in front. Down to the rail, Chica Wawa will have to do more. Portales launches her bid from the center of the track. She's a threat to the far outside. John Q, the long shot, looking to pull the upset. And down the stretch, they come in the $30,000 graduation stakes. To the outside, it's a bold bid by John Q. And John Q has the best stride late. And John Q's going to do it. Bombs away. $37 on the board. Portales, the sharp Canterbury filly, grabs the place position.
We're now on to Lewiston, the other half of the Barry Arneson Derby double. This distance-bred horse provides the strategic closing option to the front-running style of his stablemate Claypool. Lewiston was a stakes winner at 2 and is stakes placed in his 3-year-old campaign already. Another based out of Minnesota's Canterbury Park, a lengthy layoff in the spring saw his return to the track a successful one when he finished well in a closing performance at a sprint distance of 6 furlongs. Now stretching out to a distance his breeding cries out for, and with that tightener under his belt, there is every reason to believe he may be a handful for the rest of the field late down the lane.
Lewiston, it's Gadsden Purchase now who has it by a head. Lewiston fighting right along. These two are together with a furlong to go. Gadsden Purchase on the inside, Lewiston on the outside. There's nothing between them as they move through the stretch. Lewiston on the outside now has gotten the better of it, and Lewiston a 16-1 upset winner over Gadsden Purchase. Storm Driver was third, Patrician Snoop ran fourth.
We now move on to Omission. And, well, it could be said that you have to start somewhere, and for this Kentucky-bred colt, you may be able to refer to his recent efforts at a remote track in Alberta as his career TSN turning point. Omission brings back-to-back scores into Monday's tilt, and both in stakes events. A horse who has a clear off-the-pace style, he will be another who would appreciate solid fractions up front to benefit potential late-stage heroics. Omission arrives from out west with hopes for the natural hat-trick, a 3 in a row, and a chance to add another victory to his 4 career scores to date. A little bit of audio grief with this tape from Alberta.
Up the lead by 2. Via Bar None can't go with them. Troubles the Bruins trying to close on the outside, and then one for Gus. They're midway around the turn, and Omission is full of run. Omission comes to the top of the lane in front by 5. Troubles the Bruin is moving into second on the inside, one for Gus. But Omission and Laris Allen, a scintillating performance here. They win the Triple K Oilfields Grand Prairie Derby by 6.
And last and certainly not least, Storm and Monarco will round out the 9-horse Derby field. This Chicago-based horse arguably has the most impressive track record on paper, with tilts in multiple industry-recognized North American events. Well, one could say his Derby field topping career earnings of over $100,000 speaks for itself. It needs to be recognized that this son of Kentucky Derby-winning distance sire Monarcos has already done his talking locally over this very Winnipeg strip. An early June first local effort saw a dynamic performance and win in the $30,000 Golden Boy Stakes. That was promptly followed up with a threatening second-place finish to fellow Manitoba Lotteries Derby rival It's All Here. The rematch is now set, including the addition of 7 other very capable rivals. At 5-2 on the morning line, this horse will find his full share of backers on Monday. Here's Stormin Monarco.
Has some early foot to keep on going. 46-1 to the half. Zacchaeus, the long shot, has now exploded on the inside and took the lead. Royal Monarch, or Stormin Monarchos, on the outside is finally gathering steam, and the favorite will not disappoint. Close for second between Zacchaeus and Royal Mocha.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, on TV, on video. That's the field for Monday's Manitoba Lotteries Derby field. And with that, it's now time to put the race together with the official draw for post positions. To assist in this process, we are very pleased to call upon our special guest, Assiniboia Downs historian, Mr. Bob Gates, and 10-time Assiniboia Downs leading trainer, and most recently, the trainer of the winner of last year's 2012 Manitoba Lotteries Derby, Mr. Ardell Saylor. Gentlemen. Number one is El Cadet.
Number 7.
Lucky number 7 goes to It's All Here.
Number 4.
Number 4, Have It My Way.
Number 6.
Number 6 goes to Assembly Hall.
Number 8.
Number 8 goes to Omission.
Number 5.
Number 5, the Chicago Invaders, Stormin Monarco.
Number 3.
Number 3 goes to Lewiston.
Number 2.
Number 2 goes to Claypool.
Number 9.
Number 9 goes to the closer, John Q. Our thanks to Ardell Saylor and Bob Gates. And ladies and gentlemen, there's the field in line for Monday afternoon's featured event. Thanks, gentlemen. Great job. Thank you. Just a quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen, for members in the media in attendance, we'd be pleased to make any introduction to the principals involved in the race. And now it's time to taste the fine cuisine of our executive chef, Mr. Michael Keeler, and his staff under the direction of food and beverage manager and director, Mr. Manley Chan. So we'd ask that you please wait to be directed forward as we'll begin at the top level with the 4 round tables, and then we'll direct you on down to the north. Please enjoy. Thanks for coming out. Join us this weekend, Friday, Saturday night at 7 o'clock, Monday afternoon at 1:30. Thanks for coming. All right. Well, we've all been there before. Thanks, gents.
That was well done.
Oh, well, gosh.
2 ends.
I thank you. I thank you very much.